Hey, this is Angie for Happy Healthy Vegan, and I'm back in the YouTube Space LA studio for my final summertime recipe demo here. So today's recipe demo is going to be a little bit more complicated, though it really kind of is a dinner smoothie. We're going to have a raw blended soup in a chili style, just perfect for summer evenings. So I've got a lot of ingredients here, and some of these are optional, but one thing you definitely have to have is nice fresh tomatoes. So I've got these great tomatoes from Farmer's Market, a red bell pepper. This one is nice and wrinkly, should be pretty sweet. A cucumber. You'll probably only be needing half of this though, so you can get a really small cucumber if you want. At least 2 stalks of celery. You're definitely going to want plenty of cilantro. Now this cilantro is special. They actually kept the roots on, so I've been keeping it in a cup of water. It's very fresh. They told me too I could plant this in the ground and it would grow a new plant. Chili is not chili really without chili powder, so I've got 2 teaspoons of chili powder and I've got a tablespoon of cumin here. Optionally, if you want a little bit more salt, you can use some of the celery powder that I taught you guys how to make on a previous episode. Optionally also, you may want to use soy sauce. This is a organic tamari sauce. You could also use coconut aminos or namashoyu, whatever you choose. You're gonna need a half to 1 whole lime juice. You could use lemon. Avocado, I've got some delicious avocado. I've got some little baby tomatoes from my garden, just picked this morning. I've also got some dried tomatoes that have no salt or oil. This really helps bring the flavor out quite a bit. I've got a heirloom zucchini squash, some GMO-free organic corn. This is a sweet white corn, which is a great topping. I've got some pumpkin seeds, which are a great optional topping as well. This is about less than 1/4 cup. And finally, one of the most exciting optional items that we can add is wild rice. And this wild rice I have sprouted in my dehydrator overnight. Simply put 1/4 cup dry wild rice into this jar, filled the rest with water, and left it in my dehydrator at 115 degrees overnight. Or you can put it in the morning, go to work, come back, it should be ready. So I'm gonna start assembling this masterpiece. Let's go. So I usually start with the tomatoes. You want roughly 3 cups of pureed tomatoes. So a lot of times Brian will be helping me in the kitchen and he'll get the tomatoes started and he'll double check on the blender that we've got 3 cups, but you know, it's not an exact science. You just want more tomatoes than anything else. Now these smell really good. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the dried ones too. What the heck, we'll do the initial blend. All right, so we definitely have at least 3 cups of tomatoes here, no problem there. From here on out, you can pretty much just throw everything in. So I'll start with half of the lime and we'll taste it and see if we want it more tart or not. Da-da-da-da. Okay, I want 2 of these. So I just kind of throw them in like that, and my blender is high powered enough that it can handle that. I guess if you have a slightly weaker one, you might want to cut it into smaller bits. And once again, we can start with half of the pepper and then taste it. Like I said, you only really need half of the cucumber. When I get ones that have a thinner skin, I'll just throw it in there. Like especially when I was growing my own cucumbers in my own garden, they were just so tender. And let's see, here's my chili powder and my cumin. I'm gonna measure out just 1 tablespoon of this. There we go. And let's just start blending it and see what we've got. Smells so good. Take a little tasty poo of this. It's already really good. Okay, now I'm gonna start prepping all of my little toppings and then we'll plate it. All right, so the squash. You can actually add squash into the soup if you want it to be really thick, but I'm just gonna use a little bit as a topping, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove this beautiful peel. Such a shame, and I know you're probably gonna say, but there's so many vitamins in it. Yeah, just cut it into small pieces. I'm gonna put all my toppings in a bowl over here. Guess I'm actually dicing this. Cool, cool. Now here's what I really wanted to show you guys. How to get the corn off of the cob. So just place the corn cob, you know, one of the ends up in a bowl to catch all the kernels, and get a nice sharp but short knife. And until you get the whole corn cob cleared off. All right, so the corn is cut. Now I'm gonna chop up a little of this bell pepper. Once again, just chop it into little teeny pieces and put as much as you desire. Ryan's not a big fan, so I'll just put this on the side for my bowl. Now, ooh, and this is Ted Carr's favorite. I've got the avocado. I actually brought a backup second avocado as well. Let's see how this guy looks inside. You always have to have a backup avocado just in case it didn't ripen how you thought. Ooh, it looks good. Yes, killer, sweet. I think this is a Gwen, if I'm not mistaken, from Farmer's Market, of course. I've got all these little tomatoes from my garden, and these literally grew out of our compost. I've eaten so many tomatoes of so many different kinds that they just grow in our mulch. So here, you can cut them in half if they're a little larger. If they're smaller, you can just throw them in whole. If you don't have little tomatoes to work with, you can just cut up a big tomato as well into little bite-sized chunks. That's just about it. So I'm gonna go get 2 bowls and we'll start to plate. So if you've never made a blender soup before, I want to let you know that with these high-powered blenders, you can actually get the soup warm. So I'm gonna warm this up a little bit before plating it. All right, I'm stopping because I can actually feel that it's warm. I think if you keep going, you'll get some steam out of the top. That would be verging on cooked. So this is a raw chili, so we're just gonna have it lightly warmed. Ready. So first I'll just go ahead and pour some chili into both of these. Now if you want, you could just make it like this and serve it up plain. You absolutely don't have to go the extra mile, but I am Anji B and this is Happy Healthy Vegan, so you know I'm gonna go that extra mile for you. So while you guys were not looking, I actually drained out the wild rice. Well, it's really nice when this is coming fresh from the dehydrator. Because then it's still warm. If you don't eat wild rice, you can just skip it. And here's our corn. Oh, I'm getting so hungry. Now we've got our squash. So if you wanted to fill up on squash rather than wild rice, you could just put more of that in. Okay, only one of us is getting red bell peppers. Oh, wow, so good. And then we each get half of an avocado. Ha 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 ha, yum. I think I could have used bigger bowls. What do you think? What the heck, we'll go crazy. I'll also use some of the additional pumpkin seeds. These can be blended into the soup as well. Wow, and here goes all those fresh, homegrown cherry tomatoes of various types. So here you go. This is my delicious raw chili, and now I'm gonna invite Ryan in for the bite of approval. So finally Ryan gets to make an appearance here in our imaginary kitchen.
Hey guys, glad to be with you finally.
So I saved the best for last here on my third summer recipe series here at YouTube Studios, and let's give it a try.
Bite of approval. Get a lot of that rice here.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it with your friends, on all your social media. Speaking of social media, we are over at Instagram.com/happyhealthyvegan. So if you decide to make this recipe, we would love to see your photograph of it on there, and just give us a tag so we can see it. You can also leave your comments down below if you have some other way of making chili, or you have some additions you'd like to suggest to me. I always love to read them. And last but not least, please subscribe above so you can get more tasty vegan recipe demos from me and some vegan health, lifestyle tips, etc. from Ryan and I. So until next time,
Keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb. Yay!
Oh my gosh, it's so complicated. Should we try to do it multiple takes?
That was good.
It's supposed to Instagram.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna pee.
We have our bloopers reel there.
Poor babe. Okay. Every time I look at you, I want to laugh.